Get up.
Need a stair gate.
That new escalator I installed is quite good. Right, guys, and welcome to another edition of GG Shop Talk, your weekly podcast about all things hobby model related in the Warhammer world. I'm your host, Brendan Mills.
And I'm in need of an ambulance. I think I overcommitted to that.
Yeah, definitely. Right, guys, did you hit yourself on the table on the way down? What it sounded like.
Hit myself on everything on the way down.
I think you might have got yourself on that. Because I heard that. Oh, that's not good. Right, guys, we've got a pretty decent show for you today. You know what? Just for this show. I can't do it. Right, there we go. We've got a pretty decent show for you today. We're going to go through GW news as we do always. There's a little bit of a... little bit of, it's not going to be a rant, it's going to be an informative talk. Everyone else thinks it's a rant, it's not. We'll go on to painting review and tips and tricks and listeners' questions and GG news and anything else we want to talk about basically today. But actually, you know what, let's get the little bit of informative information out of the way right now before we head over to GW news. So, for the people who have purchased the Nachmund box, if you have batch number, and this is on the front of the box, I believe, under towards the bottom, isn't it, Paige? The batch number?
Sorry?
This is on the front of the box, towards the bottom, the batch number? Right, okay. So, on the front of the box, towards the bottom, there is a batch number that says Made in UK, and then it will have, it will say 2059 NGB. If it has got that on the front, you've got a batch that's got some issues with it. So GW have very kindly offered to replace those boxes, not exchange, replace those boxes with ones that are from a different batch that they claim have not got any of the issues that have been highlighted from the community. Now, they managed to sort this out within 24 hours, which is absolutely amazing. They quite literally received reports of the problems yesterday, as far as I know, and have already arranged replacement boxes for everyone that wants them. So let us know, and we will get those boxes sent out to you. We're not receiving them until people tell us, so you have to let us know. And that's the reason why this isn't a rant. They've found a batch. People found a batch that had a quality control issue. GW addressed it, and now they're sending out new ones. What more can you ask?
And if that means that anybody has any spare Cow Space Marine sprues that they're not interested in keeping hold of,
that's true, guys.
hit me up.
there is always, if you think, so this is basically, you've got a big box of stuff, and there's quite literally one part missing out of that box, and some instructions that are slightly incorrect. There is a pipe that I saw Studio J7 try and deal with that has got a issue with one of the stands where he had to cut off some plastic. I've not seen anyone else report that issue.
If that issue is with the pre-existing sprues, though, then it's an issue that already existed ahead of this box.
So essentially, you don't have to return any of that stuff. You let us know. We will get out a replacement box if you've had that issue, if you're on batch number 2059 NGB. Okay, guys, let's go over to GW News, and I don't have the soundbite on here, so let's just click on it. Right. Okay, guys. So...
there we go.
So we can actually...
That's my kind of stand-in.
So, the Sunday preview, guys. Avatar Autark and the Aspect Warriors. Eldari reinforcements inbound.
This is going to be a big week.
I don't know.
For that one model alone, there are going to be people out there that just want this model just for the sake of having the model. People that don't collect Eldar are going to want this model.
I wish someone had told me that.
It's the new Be'lakor.
I wish someone had told me that.
I did.
No.
I did it in your Discord.
Yeah. You said it was going to be the new Be'lakor, but
Yeah.
I didn't realise that other people that don't collect Eldari would want it.
Well, just look at it.
Well, this is the thing. I took my cues off how many of them I'm ordering from James from Studio J7,
Yeah.
and he doesn't like it.
Really?
Yeah, he says that the flames on it, he hopes that they're things you glue on rather than being part of the actual base model. He said, I mean,
I've got to say, if he's an Eldar fan, he doesn't like that. He's very much an outlier.
Right. Okay.
On that.
Well,
because I know a few people, and they're like, just, it's like the Futurama meme. Shut up and take my money.
There's been a lot of speculation around the price of this as well. Okay, a lot of people are assuming because of GW's recent price hikes that they would be selling this for around about the £90 mark.
I'd say that's fair.
I can tell you right now, it's nowhere near that amount.
Really?
Yeah,
That I'm surprised.
it's retailing for less. I can't, as everyone knows, go into specific details on pricing, but people will be pleasantly surprised with this.
Yeah. So how much is a Be'lakor?
Paige will find out momentarily. But, for instance, I do agree. I don't think the flames work on this model. Like, if you look at this by the model's right hand foot. Right hand foot, does that work? Right foot. How much? £90 for
£9 for a Be'lakor.
But the thing is, you got Be'lakor
Yeah, but
the base.
Yeah, but the actual Be'lakor himself isn't that big.
But this might be the same size as the
No,
Be'lakor.
I've seen
okay.
the size of this thing compared
okay.
to other models. That this thing is huge.
Fair enough.
That's the same size base as Be'lakor, and he's filling it out.
But you see this flame at the on his right foot. It's like they didn't actually intend to put the flame on there, and then after the fact they went, we need some flames, and then they quickly sculpted some flames because quite literally that's got a straight line going down
to do
a
with
curve.
the paint job. You could actually blend that. They could have blended that in a lot better at the painting stage.
But it is sculpted flames.
Yes, it is.
And yes, they could have blended it a little bit onto the foot.
Well, that does lend to the fact though that those flames might be separate pieces.
It does. At least on the foot and the base, obviously.
And if they're not separate pieces,
they can be cut off.
They're easily removable.
Yeah. No, yeah, they are.
With very minimal effort.
Especially if it is that big. So if it's a unit, say, about that big, maybe a bit bigger.
You're looking at that high.
Right, then yes, it should be quite easy to cut that off because the knee pad there, the knee is probably a single piece.
Quite
so
likely.
if the flame is part of it...
You'll probably find that the whole shin
that's
is like
a
one
big
thing.
piece.
Yeah.
Or it might be two pieces you put together in the middle.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, to be honest, for myself, my own opinion, yeah, I like this model. What's wrong with his hand?
Bleeding.
No, but why is that a straight line as well? Is that just the angle of the picture?
That's literally just like his cuff.
Oh,
It's like now overflowing with the blood.
And it basically is just the way that they took the image. It looks like it's a straight line.
Yeah. You got to imagine that if your blood is leaking from your hand and you've got a straight cuff, it's kind of then filling up in that cuff and then overflowing over the top of it.
Cool. All right.
So
now I think there's a few different weapon options for this as well. As we scroll down, arming.
Well, there is and there isn't. It's a weird thing. It's the same weapon.
It's the same weapon theoretically in the lore, but they are different sprues.
Yeah, but
there are different bits of plastic.
It's purely an aesthetic choice.
Yeah.
It makes no odds to the game,
No,
or the rules of the game.
No power difference, no ability difference.
Yeah, there's absolutely no difference as to which one you choose to.
Obviously, it's still
you just pick the one you like and go with it.
I mean, I love the sword. The sword just looks epic, but the axe, like literally, I can't fault any of those. They look really good.
I don't own Eldar. I have no intention of owning one of these. I'd love to paint one though.
So, guys, if you want to have your... Gus is a commissioned miniature painter. So if you would like one of these painted, Gus would love to do it. Yet again, I'm...
Although, bearing in mind, it wouldn't be cheap.
Yeah. Now, this is probably the one and only time that I would agree non-helmet works.
I don't know.
No, the only reason I say that is he's such a big colossal beast that shooting him in the face isn't probably going to do much damage.
No, true.
That's what I mean.
He's literally the shard embodiment of a god. He's like a...
Oh, he's me.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Do you need the doors widening this place? Fit your ego through?
No, I did that last time.
Oh, okay. That's what the scrape marks are.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, yeah, let's move on then. The next unit, which I believe isn't a new unit, it's just new on its own.
No, it is. This is brand new. This is a redesign of an old unit, but these are brand new models. This is the first time you've ever been able to get your hands on these models.
Right, okay. So, but they are a redesign of an old model.
Yeah, well, but a drastic redesign.
Oh, okay, fair enough. The Shining Spears, guys.
Yeah.
But how comes James has said he's got like a bunch of these already?
He's
Or is
probably
it-
got the old Shining Spears.
Right, okay, got ya.
But he hasn't got the new ones.
Got ya. I mean, jet bikes. I mean, what's not to like?
Yeah. I mean, the biggest problem that I have with them is you'd go insane painting that much white, and especially trying to paint it that crisply.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But they're these are gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love them. I love them. They look absolutely brilliant.
The Autark. Now, this unit was available in the
Eldritch Omens.
Eldritch Omens box.
Yeah.
And it's come out quite quickly. Was that 2 months ago? A month ago?
Yeah,
Eldritch Omens?
not much over a month. Yeah.
Yeah, that's strange, isn't it? They don't normally do that. They normally hold off 4 to 6 months.
Well, not.
They have been doing it a lot more recently.
Yeah. Yeah, it is an odd one because normally they release those boxes, then the codex comes out, but they then wait a while for the individual units from those
I
boxes.
think this is
to
them
then be
playing catch
released.
up from the stuff around Christmas.
Yeah,
basically.
I'm fairly sure that they're well behind on their codex release schedule because give me my Chaos Marines, damn it!
Your Chaos Marines are not going to get the next one to get done, just so everyone knows, because we've got this confirmed not by someone at GW, but the very fact that they've redone the boxes means they're the next faction to get done.
Oh no, they've confirmed it. They've showed us the cover of the codex. And
no, I know,
everything.
but I mean, quite literally.
But now they've just released a teaser for another new codex that's not Chaos Space Marines either.
Yeah, Chaos Space Marines are not going to redone.
Imperial Knights. Why are Imperial
What?
Knights coming next?
Imperial Knights aren't. I don't even know if we sell any of them. Is that?
Yeah, those are the big boxes, the single big figures.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, the Autark, yeah, we've spoken about this before, so we'll quickly move on. The Rangers. So these are basically snipers, basically.
Go Eldar Rangers. What?
They're pretty cool. I think we have spoken about these models when they did the reveals early on in the year. The dude with the drone is pretty cool, I must admit. But yet again, do not understand no helmets. It isn't very good to be in camouflage, because that's essentially what they are, and then have a big, shiny, bald head.
Yeah, you can't even say it's because their big white helmets poke up out of the bushes that they're trying to hide in, because when they take them off, they've got those huge top knots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Actually, to be honest, that's the only reason why their helmets are like that, because of their top knots.
Possibly. It's kind of just been the way that their Eldar have always been.
So this is Shroud Runners. This are basically...
Yeah.
This is basically Shining Spears, but with Rangers.
So yeah, this was the kit that was released in Eldritch Omens.
Right.
So this is now available on its own. Once again, pretty quick
This
turnaround.
is why James said he's got them. Because aren't they the same Shining Spears models, but with different characters on them?
No.
Oh, right.
No, it'll be a different sprue. You can't build the Shining Spears from...
Oh, these are...
The Shroud Runner
these,
kit.
These are also dual-seated when the other ones aren't. Right,
Yeah.
got you. Okay.
You can't build one from the other.
And the Combat Patrol Eldari, is that two sets of Shining Spears?
No, these are just ordinary Eldar jet bikes.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, there is now four if you count the Viper jet bike, which is the bigger, heavy version.
Right, okay.
but that model is like old as hell now. But yeah, there is now 3 different versions of Eldar jet bikes that you can take.
Okay. So this combat patrol right now. So James also said he's basically got everything in this box.
Yeah.
Already.
Anybody that already collects Eldar, are looking at this box going, I've got all that.
Yeah.
However, if you're starting out an Eldar army, this is what I would call a perfect starter for an army. This is a perfect army starter.
Okay. Cool.
I have nothing bad to say about the contents of this box. There is nothing in there you wouldn't want.
Yeah, it's got a big dude. It's got some vehicles. It's got some guys on.
That's the reason that all the existing players don't want this box, because they've already got it, because it's got all the good stuff in that they've already bought.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, that makes sense. What have we gone on to? Tempest of War cards. What are these?
So basically, this is a way of playing the game. So basically, you'll have a set of cards, and you have like 3 different random packs, and you'll draw 3 cards, and it will tell you the type of mission you played, the type of battlefield you're playing, and the type of objectives you have.
Right. Okay.
And it's just a way of randomly generating a quick game, rather than pouring through the book and
shuffle and pick a card. Any
yeah,
card.
it's literally just like, right, we turn up, want to play a game. What kind of game should we play? That's the game we're playing.
Cool. No, makes sense. Awesome. And this is now. I think most of these are probably Games Workshop Direct. Some of them aren't. Like the Tech Marine, I believe, isn't Games Workshop Direct. It might be, but essentially, Games Workshop are getting rid of what's that? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 miniatures from their range
Temporarily.
Yeah, it's a
cycling.
It's a cycle. So every couple of years they'll cycle out these and then cycle in a bunch more.
Yeah.
So in this, basically what I've been told by our trade rep is they are getting ready for their summer release. They've got a big release happening in July. So what this will be is they're cycling these out to cycle in new, either old models that haven't been available for a while.
Yeah.
And a few other bits in July with a big box, essentially.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's a few interesting choices here for things that are basically cycling out. Things like Huron Blackheart, very old, right at the bottom there.
Yep.
Yeah, very dated old model. Very, very in need of a refresh. The fact that they're saying that he's only temporarily going out of production and
Might be that they're refreshing him.
No, it almost says to me that he's not going to get a new model.
Well, no,
because they're saying that these exact models will be back in the future, and if they're planning on bringing him back in the future in this form, then that means that there's no.
I would say that they could take a bit of artistic license with the wordings they've used there.
Well, the thing is, they put things on last chance to buy all the time.
Yeah.
When something is no longer going to be available ever again. They could have just done that with him. It's a weird choice for them to include him in this.
Okay. Well,
in this lineup of things that will be back later.
We'll see what happens, but I mean, it could be 2 to 3 years before it comes back.
And the Space Marine Librarian Terminator, that's an equally interesting choice. Scroll up a bit. That one there. So the second one along. That's not that old a kit in the grand scheme of things, and it's still a pretty relevant model.
Well, maybe it's just a case of
it's a plastic kit. It's not Finecast or anything.
Yeah, no, but maybe it's just a case that they need to free up warehouse space for the next models.
Oh yeah, it's true, and it's obviously it's not a huge seller for them. Otherwise, it would be. But yeah, it just seemed it's kind of spot the odd one out, and he's very kind of glaringly odd one out there to me.
Okay. Right. Let's move on down. Well, there is some Black Library books out this week, as there normally is, but we don't read and we don't sell any Black Library stuff.
Don't stock them, don't read them. So
Warhammer
there's not
Plus.
really a lot we can say.
Ooh, hello. We've got a little bit more.
Yeah, but no Exodite again.
So there's a new Hammer and Bolter.
New Hammer and Bolter, which is good. So we are getting an animation, and it's a Death Guard animation.
Right, cool.
So I'm actually really interested in watching this one.
And there's a Lore Masters, which is quite handy if people need to learn a little bit more. And a battle report between...
Got Trek Gurneson as well, a model that I recently painted.
Yes, you did. It's still in there.
Literally sitting in the cabinet over there.
Yeah, it is. The battle report is between nuns with guns and demons.
Yes. Corn demons by the look of
Corn demons.
It might be generic demons, but yeah, that's a bloodthirster right there.
Yeah. So yeah, nuns with guns. I mean, what's not to like?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then some White Dwarf releases. That's pretty cool, guys. Yeah. Right. Nope, wrong button. There we go, and we're back. Hello.
And a resub from Hostile.
Ah, that's awesome. Thank you very much, Hostile. That's awesome. Right. We will crack on and carry on now. Let's go over to a bit of a painting review right now. Let's quickly get the Discord up. I've messed up because I haven't set this up, guys. So you have to bear with me again. Yeah, I got held up with tanks and other stuff. And this World of Tanks order. Bum ba bum ba bum ba bum. Bum ba bum ba bum. Bum ba bum ba bum. Oh, we did this last week.
That was last week, yeah.
Last week. Could talk about that, but there's not really much detail. We'll talk about, show that off. Not just painting review, model review. How about that? Let me just quickly go over to show computer and we'll change the source. Give me
Hello,
1
computer.
second. Hello, computer. Let's have a look at this then.
Okay.
This is from Turnstrike.
Yes.
He recently bought and built some TT Combat scenery. That thing is Hodge.
Yeah, it is.
It is massive. Look at that little miniature in the middle there.
They apparently had an issue with the building of it.
With this one, there was a piece. Was it on this crane? There was a piece missing.
Yeah, but it wasn't missing. It just wasn't there.
Oh right. Okay.
The plans called for a certain part to be used, and he just couldn't find the part anywhere on.
It wasn't on any of.
It wasn't there.
MDF cut.
Yeah, so it's actually a design
issue.
Apparently, he cut a piece of the spare MDF to the right size,
Which is awesome, cool.
Yeah, which is perfectly fine to do.
And I believe
it's a very minor piece.
I believe TT Combat has basically responded to Turnstrike and has said that they would be looking into this to try and resolve it in the future. So if you were thinking about buying this, don't be discouraged because I'm sure they'll fix it soon.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, even with the missing part, the thing looks amazing.
Just to say, it doesn't come on the street base there. He did add that separately.
Yes, and the chain.
And I believe he has glued it to that base. That's a Venetian tile set.
Right.
Just to give it a bit of stability, because it is stable probably on those feet it's got there, but he wanted a bit of extra.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the model here, so if you are listening on the podcast, it's MDF terrain that's been cut. You've got a massive crane, I would say, if I'm to estimate that, looking at the size of the Mini, about...
Yeah, for anyone that...
about 2 feet
doesn't
high.
realise, there's a Mini right on the third floor of that thing. Zoom in closely, you can see just how big that thing is.
So yeah, I believe it's about 2 foot high, wouldn't you say?
At least.
Yeah. Right. Okay, let's go on over now. Let's see if there's anyone else with anything else in. I think... Oh, this is a bit of a weird one with sideways on picture.
Have some Cursed City.
How has he done that?
Magnets,
right. Got ya.
It's a storage solution.
So this is a Cursed City box.
Yes.
This is done quite well. So what we've got here is, for people who can't see, go over to the VOD and you'll be able to watch this back and actually see it on twitch.tv/Griffin Gaming Harlow. But if not, essentially, we've got a picture here of the Cursed City box. On one side, you've got the unit characters and stuff like that. On the other side, you've got essentially the little enemies and stuff like that that come in the box. And the paint job on it is pretty damn good.
Yeah, not bad.
Impressive.
Whose is this?
This is from Buttercrust.
Good work. Good work.
Well done, Buttercrust. Well done indeed.
Yeah,
and it would be awesome to see some more of your work.
Kraken working on here some bases.
Yep.
Now, I saw the process that he was going through for some of these. You can't see it here, the full detail, but if he turns it around, some of the extra little details that he's added to these bases, God, he goes the extra mile.
Right, okay.
This man is
insane.
dedicated.
Yeah. He does. He's got patience, which is 9 times out of 10, patience is the most important thing when it comes to painting if you want to do a really good job. Now, these are, looking at the size of these bases, these are quite large because I think each one of these squares is 1 centimetre.
Yeah,
So
these are
These are
100 mil bases, I believe.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 80 mil bases. 80 mil bases.
Oh yeah, right.
So that 80 mil bases, is that actual like slate that he's done himself?
Tree bark.
Tree bark.
Tree bark.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That works really well as well. That does.
Yeah.
And environmentally friendly.
Yeah.
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 Like this is crazy good.
Well, it kind of comes from. To his benefit, he lives in a house in the woods in Finland. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
surrounded by lakes and woods.
But to be honest, I think anyone can pretty much, apart from if you live in central London, you can pretty much go out to any woodland nearby and find yourself some bark on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what type of tree bark this is because it really does lend itself to this kind of thing.
Because it looks like stone.
Yeah.
It looks like slate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very impressed, Craig.
Well, the thing is, I have actually just used pieces of slate on bases before, and that looks pretty good too.
Right, this is a piece of my work. This is this was built
No, this is
and
good.
this was built and undercoated yesterday. This is a work in progress. This is nowhere near finished. So essentially, this is the Stormcast Eternals Annihilator. It's the dude where he's standing and his shield is on the floor, and the majority of the time spent yesterday when I was streaming was on the shield.
Yeah. It looks like he's about to like spin it to like flip.
Let's
it's
see
a
how
giant coin that he's like flipping.
Let's see how long it can spin for before it falls over. Yeah. Now, like, I really enjoyed doing that shield. There's a few different techniques that I used in the shield. I thought about putting Leadbelcher on first, but
Right.
it was actually too dark for the lighter bits.
Right.
So across the top of the shield, on the inner part of the shield, that is where it's like, it almost looks like stone. That is the aluminium from the Vallejo model, metal colour.
Right, gotcha.
And then what I did was, to get the darker bit around the bottom, that is Abaddon Black and Lamian Medium, with around about 70-30 Lamian Medium to Abaddon Black.
Yeah.
And that actually went on quite well because I tried to use a bit of Black Templar because I thought a contrast might go over it quite well. But it doesn't. Black Templar's green.
What?
You put Black Templar on top of aluminium, it's green. There's a part of my VOD where I put it over the chainmail in the middle first,
Interesting.
and it just comes out green, which is
I was-
really weird.
It might be
A pigment issue there.
well, no, not even a pigment issue, just a sort of a color spectrum
Yeah, possibly.
change because it's like it's a metallic looking through.
It could well be. So I had to basically make non-oil wasn't dark enough to darken down to bring the darkness on the bottom of the shield down. So I had to make my own shade essentially. So I did Abaddon Black and a Lamian Medium to do that. And in the blue inside the cracks is Thousand Suns blue. That's just been watered down a little bit, and then to highlight inside that crack again to bring up a little bit more brightness of that, is Thousand Suns blue with a bit of what's the April Crow titanium white, is it?
Yeah.
A bit of that just to lighten up that blue a little bit more, and it gives it a nice electric blue little colour. And then just some Corax white and some titanium white on top to highlight the bit around the gold emblem in the middle.
I mean, for a single session's work, that's solid, mate.
I'm happy with the hammer as well.
I honestly don't have any criticism.
Well, that's cool.
I have nothing. I have nothing more to teach you.
One last thing about the shield. So it was sprayed and base coated with Retributor armor, but on the inside the rim is
Always good to not neglect inside the rim.
yeah, that's true. Inside the rim is Reichland Flesh Shade.
That's a very good gold shader.
Yeah, but then on the top, I wanted it to really shine. So that's that Canoptech alloy that I like to use
Oh, okay.
because it's like a white gold,
Yeah.
and the rim is Auric Armor Gold.
Right.
So yeah, it's got a few different tones to that gold just to make it pop a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And hopefully in the next week or so I'll be able to finish this model.
My go-to highlight for gold is usually Liberator Gold, but yeah.
That there, on the Thunderbolts on his leg panels, that's Canoptech alloy.
Okay. Yeah, it's a kind of
It's not silver and it's not gold, it's in between.
yeah, it's like a pyrite.
Yeah, it works quite well.
Yeah, it's like a pyrite kind of colour,
Yeah.
which I kind of like fool's gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so it does really lend well to having a contrast between silvers and gold. So yeah, it's quite cool. Let's see if there's anyone else with any work into the. Here we go. Miniatures by Night has put something up. Miniatures by Night likes doing these sort of works.
We've reacted to these models of his before, and yeah.
I did. Was it Miniatures by Night we did last week, or was that one previously? I
it was a previous one.
The stream.
Yeah, it was a previous one.
After the stream. We do love the dedication, the work, the effort that's gone into this. There's so many levels.
Yeah.
I think
this was the one that my only criticism was
there's too many levels.
Yeah, the sort of busyness between the base and the model. It's like you don't know where one ends and the other begins. Personally, I'd like to have a bit more of a disconnect between the two. So one isn't. I mean, the bases are beautiful. The models are beautiful. The problem is I don't know where to look. I don't know where my focus should be going.
The problem is there's too much good to look
there's
at.
too much good on it. That's
Are those bases,
if that could be a criticism.
Are those bases custom?
Yes.
They are epic, mate. Really are epic. Well done. Right. Oh, Antiv has got... Antiv, did you show us this recently? We've already put this up.
Yeah, we've shown this.
I think we've shown it recently. Unless you've done some more work to it. I'll quickly show it. Why not? But this is one of those Imperial Knight models. Right, yeah. Yeah, okay. It's a decent work, but
really good.
I think this is where he's basically Imperial Knight that's been taken over by the Tau.
Yeah, he's kind of bent the law a little bit.
Yeah.
It kind of works, but kind of not. But at the end of the day, your hobby, your rules.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Chris P. I don't think we've shown this before. Whoa.
Whew.
That is impressive.
Oh, this one, give me the vapors.
Look at that. It's like an iridescent.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah. That is proper nice. Look at the difference in colour tones on the left leg.
Yeah.
It's just... so what is this model? Do you know?
I can't remember his name.
But what is that?
So that is what is known as a Eldar hollow field. It kind of distorts the image of the individual.
So is it Eldari?
Yes.
Right, okay.
He's like an individual character that hangs around with Ethel Stern, who's a single character that goes off on her own from the Adeptus Sororitas.
Right, okay.
And yeah, they're kind of a duo in like a lot of the Black Library novels and that. So
right, okay. Well, I mean, it is a very impressive dual wielding swords. The clothing is ridiculously well painted, and that is an impressive paintwork. Really well done, Chris P.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's like. I can't offer any criticism to this because that's a step above what I'm currently.
That's
yeah.
really,
it's a step above where I'm at.
It's not
so.
For that.
Huh?
For that work, Chris, that's not even a case of patience. That is talent and skill well beyond our level. Yeah. And that is really impressive. I can't actually give that enough accolade.
No, it's...
No. Cool. Right.
Is it the best in the world? Probably not, but it's damn well up there.
Yeah. This definitely is. Right, tips and tricks. I was supposed to prepare this week. I haven't had the chance to prepare this week. Let's see if we can... I mean, to be honest, the little bit of me reviewing how I painted that shield could be seen as a little bit of tips for how anyone else might want to do it. Actually, yeah, how about this? Let's go over some of the actual more less known technical paints that actually help in the different painting techniques. I mean, we've got Lamian medium, contrast medium, storm shield and hard coat. Do you use any of these?
Yes.
Right, we haven't got contrast medium, but for instance, we'll go through Lamian medium. Essentially, my understanding of Lamian medium is it's essentially paint without the pigment,
Basically.
and it basically allows you to get the same paint essence color.
You can thin down your paints, basically, without changing the properties of the paint.
Yes, because it's still got the same consistency. It doesn't thin that. That's the thing. It doesn't thin the paint. It thins the color, which is an important distinction.
Yeah.
Because it's still got the same amount of solvent in it.
Yeah, it still have the same coverage. It's just changing the colour of the paint to a lighter tone.
Lighter is not the right word either, because it doesn't brighten. Like if you were to put white in with Thousand Suns Blue, like I did, that's lightening the colour. This literally spreads the colour out puts more distance between each pigment, basically.
It's kind of a distinction without a difference, though.
I don't know, though. I do get what you're saying.
The overall effect is the same.
Well, the thing is, though, if you were to get 100% pigment of, say, Cantor Blue, right, and you had the powder form, that would still be Cantor Blue colour, right? But then if you spread that powder form over an area, it's still the same colour. Do you get what I'm saying?
You're talking to someone that's colourblind that doesn't see colours the way you do.
My understanding of Lamian medium essentially is it can allow you to turn any base paint into a shade.
You can do it. Or more readily, I would use it to make glazes rather than actual shades.
Okay.
But yeah, essentially.
Right. Yeah. Essentially, it can.
If you want to
it's
tone,
like a tint.
Yeah,
you can do a tint.
Yeah, if you've got one colour and you want to tone it.
A certain colour.
Say you've got like grey, but you want it to have a slight blue tone to it.
Yeah.
You would then mix up a blue glaze.
Yeah. Yeah, it works quite well.
Yeah.
Now, contrast medium. I take it that's essentially
the same thing, but it's
designed for contrast paints.
Yeah, because the actual medium that contrast is made with is different. It's a different. All it is just a different medium.
Yeah. It's basically contrast paints without the pigment.
Yeah. Now these ones I would use to make shades because
they flow better into the recesses and come away from the reset.
Yeah, well, the way that contrast works is it's already kind of translucent anyway, because that's how it works. And if I was going to make my own shade, this would be the route I would go, rather than using a layer and then using Lamia.
So technically, I've actually been doing it slightly wrong. I've been getting the effect I want, but if I want to go for a true shade, it would be more along the lines of contrast medium. Okay, that's cool. All right.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you're getting the effect that you want, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Right, so the next ones, I think I know what these are, but I'm going to let you say what they are. We've got Hard Coat and Storm Shield.
They're basically varnishes.
Yeah, so they go over the top of the model once you're done.
Yes.
Or over different bits.
Yes, you can use them that way. You can also use them to do like very particular effect. Hard Coat, especially because it's a very gloss varnish. If you've
that could do gems.
If you've got gems or glass vials, or
would you mix that with a colour?
Not necessarily. I would paint it first and then just give it a coat of the Hard Coat over the top, just to give it that shine.
Right. Okay. So it is a top colour.
Basically.
Sorry, a top coat.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
In effect, but you can also paint over it as well if you needed to.
Okay. Cool. And that's Hard Coat, but Storm Shield, what's that? Is that more of a satin finish rather than a gloss finish?
I'm not actually familiar with Storm Shield. To To be perfectly honest, until this particular moment, I didn't know it was a thing.
Okay, well, fair enough. I myself don't know. I knew what hard coat was. I knew it was a gloss. I knew it was a varnish. I knew it was a gloss varnish. I knew about Lamium medium, and I knew about contrast medium. I must admit, I've not had any experience with Storm Shield, so
No, I haven't.
it's a matte varnish. I've just been told.
Oh, it's the matte.
Matte version. So it essentially does the same, but it gives you the name of these actually says what they do. It's a hard coat. It's spelled ARD, but it's like a hard coat. It's basically a protection for whatever you're painting it on. And Storm Shield, it's literally a protection. It's a shield for the paint. So they are top level paint to protect. Because what I find is, even if it's been primed properly, or even if it's been painted nicely, that if you handle your minis too much, the paint will start rubbing off, especially on the edges. So it is an
Especially
idea.
if you've got oily fingers all the time.
And they do obviously sell moratorium varnish for a spray.
It's probably worse these days as well, with everyone sanitising their hands constantly, so they've got alcohol on their hands. And that will strip paint from models.
That's true. That's true. I mean, Army Painter sell anti-shine matte varnish and Aegis satin varnish, and
I've had some bad experience with spray varnish in the past. There is a real possibility of a thing that happens called frosting with spray varnishes, and it's I've ruined models with it before.
is it basically you don't have the control you would if you brushed it on?
It's not so much the control as the conditions for spray varnishing have to be dead right. If the conditions are not correct, you'll end up basically making your model look like it's covered in icing sugar.
Right. Okay. Wow. Okay.
As it basically it turns the model sort of white and frosty.
Okay, guys, make sure you are... Sorry, I'll say this again. Okay, guys, make sure you are getting your questions ready for the listeners' question section that will come up momentarily. We're going to move on now to a bit of GG news, because we've got a little bit this week, not a huge amount. And actually, one of the bits of news we wanted to tell you guys about happened quite literally 2 seconds before the stream.
It did.
So
I'm excited.
Yeah. Right. So GG news. We ain't got the jingle right now. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So basically. Okay, that's enough. GG News is basically this week we have done, we've been continuing on our renovation of the website. That has completed to a degree, and we have introduced now a order by timer, so you know exactly when our cutoff is and when you can expect your parcel. If you it is based upon the best courier service, so that is based upon Royal Mail Track 24. Obviously, take into account that if you order 48, it will be add an additional date onto that. But at least now it's now nice and simple for you to realise when you can expect to receive your parcel, which is quite good. We might increase that by a day when I go to Disney, just in case Paige finds it a bit difficult. But we won't do that until we need to. So just keep an eye on that, guys. Right. I think I've gone completely blank. I know. Right, you know what? We'll go on to a little bit of good news we got from our trade rep from Battlefront Miniatures, and that is World of Tanks restock has arrived. Not here. Hasn't arrived here. It's arrived at the warehouse where Battlefront Miniatures are based. They essentially emailed us literally a couple of minutes before the stream went live, and one of the reasons why we were late is I was frantically typing to get those products in. I can tell you right now that in the entire country, available to people, stockists, this is, to order in the World of Tanks expansion German Tiger, there is a total on the shelf tanks of 71 of them for all stockists to get their allocation from. That's not a lot at all.
Yeah.
There's definitely more than 71 players of World of Tanks in the country that that haven't got tanks that need them. So people are going to lose out here. The American M26 Pershing, there is only 36 of those tanks on the shelf in their warehouse.
I'm not surprised. It's that was the 3 tanks that are getting restocked. I played a game against Brendan using those 3 tanks and just those 3 tanks.
Oh yeah, you did, yeah.
Yeah. And
you kicked my bum.
Yeah.
Twice.
Oh no, it wasn't those 3. Because I still don't have a Tiger. So
Right. Okay.
But
I thought you did buy a Tiger off eBay. Paige, you said you bought a Tiger.
Yeah, I only have another one though. Yeah, I don't have it yet.
I said there's a chance it's probably a real tank.
Tiger tank, right?
Yeah, I might have spent over the odds for it.
Ouch! How much?
Probably close to double shelf
Right.
price.
Well, it is what it is because
but
they know not.
I was worried about never getting the chance to get one. So
Yeah, it's fair enough.
and having another one, I'm still having one. When you get them in, I'm still having them.
Yep, and the Soviet IS-2 has only got 35 of those on the shelf. So that's 71, 36, and 35 on the shelf. That's a dire situation, guys. We've put our order in. We have asked for a reasonable amount that I consider to be reasonable. But we're told almost instantly, because he came back to me even before the stream, in those 2 minutes we had, that I might not get that amount purely because there's not a lot on the shelf.
Yeah.
And the gaming tokens, the actual plastic versions of the ones you get in the starter set, they've only got 14 of those. That's... wow. Right.
Black Sheep says, how many tanks in the World of Tanks army? A standard game, you wouldn't get more than about 3-4 tanks in a standard 200-point game. You could have as many or as few as you want, depending on the size of game you want to play.
Yeah, it's based upon the points value that you decide with your opponent. We did 200 points on all games, I think it was.
Yeah,
the weekend.
I mean 200 is the point that they recommend for just a basic game in the rule book. But you can go bigger, you can go smaller.
Yeah, we've done bigger. We've even done a 4-player game, didn't we? When it was everyone v everyone. That was a couple of weeks, about a month or so ago, wasn't it? Syncmaster, you, me, and Essex, I think it was.
Yeah, well, yeah. When
we all
had the
ganged
big
up
table.
on Essex first, didn't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially 200 points. Well, I am going to try and arrange a 6x4 game where we play about 400 points. I think that'll be quite a interesting game. I do think. So that'll be quite good. Right, I think that's...
Uh-oh.
What?
I think I'm in trouble.
What have you done? What have you bought now? No, he's saying he wants to buy a Tiger. He hasn't bought one yet.
Yeah.
I think that's about it for GG News this week. So we'll go on to listeners' questions in a moment. But there is a nagging thing in my head that is telling me there is actually something else, and I can't think of what it might be. We do. If you come into store, we do have the spray cans that arrive to us with damaged lids that we can't ship. They are cheaper in store, so if you do come in store, you can pick up spray cans for a little bit of a bargain. Yes, Paige.
Any other confirmed guests for GRIFCON?
Right, actually, I suppose we can go through GRIFCON and do some confirmed guests.
I know Esmeralda's coming.
Yeah,
because she was even talking about it on her stream earlier on, asking who's excited.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right, let's just quickly go over to the website.
She was wondering what models to bring with her.
Right, fair enough.
She's so excited.
This is updated with the latest. Once I load it up for you guys, that is. This is updated with the latest confirmed guest. There is one other guest that is yet to provide me their avatar / bio, and I won't say who they are until that point. So let me just click the...
Is that the one you told me about the other day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So this is the new website for the GRIFCON. So it would be awesome if you guys can have a look and let me know if there's anything actually that you think I have missed out on. But essentially, we've got Midwinter Minis. That is the big one, guys. Midwinter Minis. He's a massive YouTube streamer in our hobby.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not a huge YouTube streamer.
No, but within our niche,
Yeah.
he's pretty well known at this point.
Yep. And I'm just waiting for Simon says he would write me a bio for him, because trying to get a bio out of Guy is going to be like
Yeah,
blood out
well,
of a stone.
yeah, but the thing is, he does this hobby as has his full-time career now. He's got his own studio. He does a lot
that
of
Simon helped build.
yeah, and he does a lot of stuff with his community and with other streamers and that, and he puts out a lot of really good content.
Yeah.
He probably spends 3 times as much time editing videos as he does actually filming them.
Of course, yeah.
So-
that's 9
so, yeah.
times out of 10.
So yeah, he's a busy man.
He is. Right, and the next confirmed guest is Nalindi, the one and awesome Nalindi from South Wales. She is amazing, and she will be there. She's really excited. She moved Nelcon to attend.
She moved her own convention so that
She
she
could
could
attend.
go to both.
Yep. Studio J7 is our next confirmed guest. Moving on down, we've got Green Eyes Creation, which is also known as Mrs. Studio.
Yep.
Then we've got Squidzilla Inc. That's a new one that's been confirmed recently. So that's pretty cool.
Something that we raid into quite often.
Yeah, they're a good bunch of guys. There's one person that does the majority of streaming, but they're actually a group of streamers. Esmeralda next, and she is really quite excited, like you said. And she says she's shy. She's got this energy, this way about running her streams that make me happy when I watch her streams.
It's really feel good. She makes you feel welcome and
Yeah.
much like Nalindi as well. She's got
Yeah,
very, very
definitely.
similar energy.
But you say similar energy, I would say Esmeralda has got something like the
She
it factor.
just always seems so grateful just for you.
coming and saying hi.
Yeah, just for somebody saying hi. She always seems so grateful.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing to see.
It really is. Yeah. And going on down there, we've got 6+ Save is the next confirmed guest.
Love
and
Mark.
Mark from...
Mark is brilliant. I love him.
He has two streams that he paints on. Essentially, he's got his own one, which is 6+ Save, and that's what he's attending the streamer... I'm calling it a streamer convention, because essentially that's what it is.
Yeah.
But he also hosts TT Combat's Twitch stream as well. But he's not attending from TT Combat, he's attending from 6+ Save.
Yes.
And then that's 2. We're the other confirmed guests. I mean, we kind of have to be.
Well, I don't have to be, but
Do. Right, and let me quickly
I'm
run...
kind of committed at this point.
Yeah, let me quickly run through the other tabs up here. So we've got painting. I need a picture, guys. If anyone wants to send a picture for a diorama that they have, I need a picture to go here. And these are essentially 3 of the competitions that will be happening while we're there. We're going to speed painting competition, a showpiece, and a diorama. The showpiece and diorama are going to have to be obviously pre-painted models that you bring along. And there will be the rule, obviously, that there will be no commission work allowed.
Yeah. We'll need to start putting up rules and entries for things people to enter the painting competition, like nowish, because people are going to want time to actually work on things.
But isn't that what that is? Why do they need to?
Because they need it as a
Like
something to work towards.
Right, okay, you're going to have to help me with
Yeah,
that.
a full set of rules. And,
Okay, I didn't know
Yeah.
that was a thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's not just. It's not as simple as just a question of saying we're holding a painting competition. Just bring a model.
Fair enough.
It's not quite as simple as that.
I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah. People need time to go. Oh, what could I paint? And then,
Yeah.
I mean, some people that enter painting competitions, they have picked out their model for the painting competition the following year, and they will spend all year working on that model.
Wow, that's impressive.
There are people that will do that.
Right, there
So
are.
you need a bit of lead time.
Yeah, no, that's fine. There are some demo games we're going to be running, and I think there is one more that Squidzilla Inc. is. What's the word? They are promoting it. Called. I can't remember its name.
Oh, they'll be demoing games. Will
Yeah,
they?
they're going to demo a game.
Cool.
We've got World of Tanks demo, Gaslands demo, Blood Bowl demo.
And I'm really excited to see the Gaslands demo because
Yeah,
I've
Simon's
been
been
watching the
work-
updates on the table that Simon's
Yeah.
making. It looks so good.
It does look proper good. We have a trader confirmed, and I need to update this. We have Blast. This is the news.
That was it.
That was the news.
GRIFCON news.
GRIFCON news. We have Blast Music and Comics confirmed as one of our traders coming to GRIFCON. They are based in Braintree, and we've got a pretty good working relationship with them now. They sell all of the Marvel and DC comics that you can think of. They sell vinyl records. They sell weird and wonderful other games, and they sell Funko Pop, and they sell Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, all the popular card games that people like to play. So they'll be there with a bunch of that stuff available for you to actually buy on site, which are pretty cool. And we're looking for more traders, essentially. But so for some reason, traders don't want to come to a show that's free. They want to... we are new, and they don't want to put a lot of time and investment in. But the people who we have contacted have said, I'm sorry, no, we're not going to be able to do that. Even though I'm, for the first year, I'm going to give it to him for free, which doesn't make much sense, but it is what it is.
It's a lot of expenditure of effort and resources for them.
It is. No, I do agree with that. It is.
To up sticks and go to one of these events so that they have to know that they're going to get the turnaround for it.
No, I get that.
And for an unestablished event,
makes sense.
It's kind of a roll of a dice for them.
Don't forget, guys, if you are coming and you have got a VRB ticket, you'll have access to complimentary food and drinks, exclusive access to the green room, goodie bags with merch included, first chance to book your base tables. So that will happen after I get back from Disney. Around about late April, we'll get the table bookings up and running. And you might even be able to play one of the streamers at one of the games in the gaming tables in the green room.
I'll definitely be playing a game of something at some point. Obviously, not particularly big because I don't want it to take up the whole day because it's too much going on.
Yeah, guys, let's open the floor up now to listeners' questions. Has anyone got any questions in the chat? I don't think there is. Is there any questions on Facebook at all, Paige?
No, I don't know. It's Facebook, isn't it?
Right, let's go on to Discord and have a look at the listeners' question section there. Okay, we have at least 2 questions, I think. If you could create a faction for 40k because you don't play Age of Sigmar, which one would it be and why? So creating your very own faction, if you had the chance.
Right.
That's a hard one, though.
It is quite a hard one.
Because there's pretty much every single sort of type done. What would it be? What would be their niche? What would be their reason for existing? This is similar to the question from last week, which was basically it's just creation of a new faction rather than what faction would...
I don't know. I mean...
Creating a faction is not really something I've ever even thought about.
I would maybe like to see something from... in 40k, I'd like to see something from maybe outside of the Milky Way galaxy. I mean, I know the Tyranids. Tyranids are a threat from the beyond. They're coming into our galaxy, having devoured other galaxies.
Right, okay, but it's basically that, but another alien civilization that's more humanoid.
Yeah, but maybe a bit more sort of like super high tech.
Okay.
Maybe even like a step above, like where the Eldar and that are at.
Maybe superheroes.
Yeah, well, maybe not that, but yeah, I want to see some kind of interdimensional hopping other galaxy type race suddenly make an appearance.
Like Q.
Maybe not on that level, but that's a little too far.
Yeah, true. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know.
I want to bring the Borg.
There's not a lot.
Actually, is there a race similar to the Borg where they literally amalgamate everyone else? Essentially, Tau are as close to the Borg as you can get because they find a world. If they've got technology that they can
they
use,
do it with diplomacy more than.
No, but if they've got if that world has got a technology they can use, they will. If not, they'll destroy them.
Well,
if they don't come into their fold.
Yeah, well, they'll try and do it via... They'll go down the diplomatic route first.
Well, essentially, the Borg do that, but they do it in, like, one sentence. Resistance is futile. There you go.
Yeah, not quite. Not quite. Not quite.
Interdimensional space hopping beings is your faction.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. I think.
Just to put a different twist on it.
Yeah,
Okay. I want the Borg. There we go.
maybe some kind of alternate reality species. Maybe from a Milky Way galaxy that exists in an alternate reality, and they're now because of the big crack that's now down the center of reality, and that it doesn't necessarily just lead to the warp. It could lead to other
How does a big
dimensions.
crack work in three-dimensional space?
Moving on.
Right.
Theoretically.
Right. Redscope says, are you planning on restocking the Flames of War starter sets and new speed paint sets? Yes, eventually when we have the available funds to do it. The problem we've got is we've been ordering stuff in to restock things that we believe people are going to purchase, and then people don't purchase. We ordered in the North Africa stuff, and we've still got most of it on the shelf. That is tying up our funds until we sell most of that stuff. We don't have the funds to purchase more stuff. It is the nature of business. We quite literally don't have an unlimited amount of funds, and we have to get money in to spend money out.
We're at the point of relying on sales to stock shelves.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Essentially. I will be honest with everyone here, guys. We currently are being supported by iRepairs. Griffin Gaming makes a loss on every single order. Our loss is, last time I checked, our loss is 5.6%. On every order, you buy a £10 order from us, we lose 56p. You buy a £100 order from us, we lose £5.60. There is no money made on Griffin Gaming. So iRepairs is supporting Griffin Gaming to allow our lovely customers to actually continue going. The discount level that we're at currently is not sustainable and can't be sustainable forever. We need to get past a certain point, which hopefully will be in 3 months' time, when the actual percentages completely change. And then from that point onwards, the business will be in a better position. But currently, since October through to now, we're on a 5. Actually, from October through to about since we changed the free postage. That's the reason why we had to change the free postage. Free postage was knocking us down to instead of it being a 5.6% loss, it was a 12% loss. It was. So essentially, that's the reason why free postage had to go, and it had to be increased to a bigger level. It was costing us way too much money. But since October through to in 3 months' time, we've been in a position where that's our loss. I'm not going to go into the reasons why. It's just that's the way it is. But that's the reason why we've not been able to actually restock a lot of the shelves the way we used to. But it will happen eventually, guys. We just ask everyone to bear with us. And if you do have to go to other stockists to purchase your items, then we completely understand. We're not holding you at gunpoint to say that you must purchase from us. But if someone does say, "Oh, can you get North Africa in?" and there's enough people that say it, we will get it in as best we can. But then if people don't purchase, it's shooting us in the foot. So
Kind of rock and a hard place at the minute.
it is, but it is that. Let's see if there's any questions in the chat. Studio J7's in. Hello, Studio. We actually just been through GRIFCON and the confirmed guests, and we were talking about
I was just talking about you.
Yeah.
His ears were burning, obviously.
Yeah, clearly they were. The joys of retail, indeed. Genuine question. How can we, as a customer base, help support? I'm more than happy to get in less discount to support a local game store.
Problem with that is
It's not
exposure and expanding the customer base is important at the
There's
moment.
not much that a individual or group of people can do. We are 21% off RRP. We found a company yesterday that is 22% off RRPs. They're beating us. And the problem we've got is the majority of the people that purchase from our shop, actually, to be honest, we've got a pretty good split. We've got about a 50-50 split between returning customers and new customers.
Yeah.
But the returning customers come to us, the majority of them, because of our price. And they then love the fact that we've got really good customer service and really good packaging. Quite literally, I think I can count on one hand the amount of packages that have arrived damaged that we've been told about.
Yeah.
So there is all of those elements that people love using us. The difference is right now at this current moment in time, with the fuel prices increase, the energy costs increase, is people are going to watch the pennies and pounds, and they will quite literally, if a product, say if we changed our discount level so that we were at a net like profit, if you will, instead of a net loss, we just wouldn't sell.
No.
So it's one of these ones where, I would love people to help support, but I don't see a way of support until all we have to do is last 3 months, and in 3 months' time we'll be 100% perfect and back to normal. Well, at least getting back to the start of getting back to normal, and then it will be there'll be a build up the stock again. I believe the last time I checked, which was on Monday, if I was to get one of every box that we're actually currently out of stock of at trade price, it's £12,000.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things. It is retail. iRepairs is supporting this side of the business. We're trying our best to get along. We will get there. It's just going to take a bit of time. And I'm sorry to kind of end the stream or get towards the end of the stream on a bit of a downer, but I know that we'll get there, and I know it will get better. And actually, you know what? We'll end it on a better bit. We'll completely skip over in other words, change the direction and question, and we'll actually. There's one more bit of GG news. Is this gaming table right here, guys?
Yeah.
Come and use it.
Yeah.
Seriously, come and use it. Every single weekend you can come here and use this table, even during the day. If you, what I mean is even during weekdays, if you want to come in with another person, an opponent, and play a game in here, come and use it. At the moment in time, we will not be charging for the gaming table purely because no one's using it.
No.
If
demand exceeds
if demand exceeds availability, we'll consider charging for our use of the table.
Yeah.
But please come use the table. It might be advisable. Yes, send us a message, give us a call. Is the table free?
Is the table free? And what game are you playing?
Yeah.
We can then set it up for you with terrain and mats and whatever you need.
Yeah, so that's a good way to finish the show off today.
Yeah.
So the gaming table here is up and running, and it is a purpose-built 6x4 table. You can have 2 games of World of Tanks going on, even with a sliver of space for your tank cards and stuff like that. Yeah. And what are we doing this weekend?
Necromunda.
And then you're demonstrating that, I believe.
Yes, I believe Essex Hobby is coming down to do that. That's what he said.
I put a show of hands up.
That's what he said 2 weeks ago. But
I put a show of hands on it last night, and it looks like it's just you.
Oh,
I'll be here. But if anyone else would like to come down for we'll get that on Facebook. We'll put a post out today. If anyone would like to come to the shop this weekend for a Necromunda demo game, then by all means do come down. Right. Question: have you thought about adding an extra button to the website to allow people to ask for stuff out of stock? There is. On every single product page, there is a notify me button.
No. A message request, an actual tab that says, I want to order this.
But
rather than notify me when it's back in stock.
I get told about every notify me.
Yes, but they don't necessarily know that that's what that's for.
Right.
They need a tab that's clear that if you want something ordered, press this button, and then send us a message with what you want.
Okay, that's really hard to do. I don't think we can do that. There is a message us section, as in like contact us section with a message field that people could do that on, but not per product.
No, but just in
No,
just a general.
like as in a button up the top on the menu
Yeah,
that says.
if something's out of stock, click here to message us and tell us what you want.
Okay. I'll have a look into that, guys. That might be a good way of doing it. Thank you very much, Antiv. Right. Okay, guys. We will end the stream there. Thank you very much for joining us this week. It has been a bit of a up and down stream, this one. We've had technical issues. We've had cameras stopping. We've had downers on me revealing the state of the union. But we've had an amazing response from GW with how they're handling of the Nachmund incident. And James, Studio J7, you know the Nachmund box that you've been building. I'm not sure if you have been made aware. If you've got on the front of the box batch number 2059 NGB, that's 2059 NGB. There is an issue with that batch. The antenna's missing for one of the scenery kits, and the instructions are wrong for the sprues that are in there, but we said that might just be the case anyway. It's basically they don't tend to make instructions specifically for a box. Sometimes
they'll throw in the odd half a kit of scenery, and they'll just throw in
all of the instructions.
All of the instructions that happen to have those sprues.
So if you 2059 NGB, that's correct. It's on the front of the box at the very bottom. It says Made in UK and then 2059 NGB. If you've got that box and you have a problem with your models in it, you can get in contact with us via email, and we have the authorization to give you another box that hasn't got the issues. Right. Thank you very much for joining us this week on our weekly hobby podcast. I am Brendan Mills.
Next week's podcast will be very jam-packed because of Adepticon reveals this week.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. That's awesome.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Look forward to Adepticon chat next Wednesday. And it will be, next Wednesday will be the last podcast for 2 weeks until I get back from my holiday. I
will, however, be streaming over on Gus the Hut on those Wednesdays to fill the gap.
To fill the gap.
Yeah, I'll be doing Gus Talk.
Okay, guys, I've been Brendan Mills from twitch.tv/Griffin Gaming Harlow. Thank you very much. And my co-host today is Ian White, also known as Gus the Hut from twitch.tv/Gus the Hut. Have an amazing time, and we will see you actually next week, I think. Or
yes.
That's for Shop Talk, but I'm sure we'll be streaming at some point within the next week.
We'll be streaming Necromunda on Saturday. So.
Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay.
Will you stream it?
Maybe. I don't know. All right, guys.
I've been telling a lot of people we are.
Thank you very much, guys, and we'll see you next time.